All right. Welcome to Deepnight Revelation. We'll be picking up where we left off last week. These guys are still in the system of Luck We Find, and there was a dispute where all three factions have come in and are wanting to shoot each other. Well, the Sovereigndoms and the Tenapal were wanting to shoot each other, and then in comes the Erline world, and their ship comes out of jump heavily damaged and broadcasting a distress call. These guys have pretty much the fighting stopped at that point, and these guys have taken they've taken the Destinex over to this Erline vessel and have discovered that there are these mobile units. There were some crawling on the outside, and evidently they've gotten into the ship, and so these guys are boarding this Erline vessel, and that's where we will be picking up. Before we get started, we'd like to thank friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They're just products that we really like. Tonight, we would like to thank Fable Beard Company. Fable Beard makes wonderful beard products such as oils, balms, butters, beard wash, co-wash, all manner of good stuff. They have a women's line called FableBeauty.com, and all of the all of their scent profiles are a different fantasy character. Tonight, I am wearing Dr. Wolf Beard Balm. It is a blueberry and pipe tobacco scent, and it is quite pleasant, not overwhelming. But I recommend going through all of their scents and reading the profiles and finding one that fits you. If you are a first-time purchaser, you can go to their website, fablebeardco.com, sign up for an account, and they have a buy one, get one free. You can put 2 beard oils into your cart, and when you check out, use the code FIRST in all capital letters, and that will get you the second beard oil for free. So, we will just jump right in. Actually, I need my thingy. Where are we?
We're all gonna die.
See, I seem to recall doing an amazing, flawless power slide into it.
Yes.
Didn't do it.
Yes.
Didn't do any whole damage, and then sat there for like 4 hours while they're trying to hack the goddamn door.
Yes. So it's funny that you bring that up.
Jack, go back and get the heaviest combat suit he can find and the biggest weapon.
One of our
blue berserker robots come. We're in Hurtsville.
One of our astute viewers made the comment, and I had forgotten about this, but in the field catalog, there is a hack and crack device that's specifically designed for exactly this, so that it basically has a little mini expert program built into the module that will do a lot of this for you. So that might be something that we may want to look at in the future, just for these types of situations. Here. Oh, well, that's convenient. So you guys, you finally get the door open, and as I had stated, in the airlock, the airlock seems to have taken some damage, mostly cosmetic damage. Like there's some sparks and wires from the ceiling, but beyond that, I mean it's cycling and it works just fine. But in the airlock, there is an Erline dead. That has been pretty badly cut up from laser fire, and it appears that in a couple of spots, it appears that he was hacked at or slashed with some kind of sharp implement, and then there is, of course, an iris valve leading out into the rest of the ship. Now that you have the door hacked, you can just cycle the airlock and open the other door. And when you do that, you find that there is a long hallway, and that is actually intersected here there's a hole in the or an small iris valve. Well, it's not small actually. quite large. Iris valve in the floor and iris valve in the ceiling, leading either up to deck 5 or down to deck 3. You are on deck 4. And then you also see that there is an iris valve on your left and an iris valve on your right.
I don't like any of them.
Right?
Why don't one of you guys go through there and see if you're a target?
All right.
So where do you want to go? You can go up, down,
Let's
left, right.
let's.
Okay, there we are.
Do we have
Okay,
any
fine.
idea the actual ship layout? Like, I mean, obviously we're seeing this map. Do our characters have any idea what this map's like, or are we in the blind?
You might have a little bit of knowledge of it.
Okay.
You probably not intimate knowledge, but you would have probably basic layout. You've been, yeah, I mean, you have representatives of the Erline worlds aboard Revelation. I'm sure that they wouldn't send you over blind.
Okay. Maybe get in radio contact with them and ask them how to get to the bridge fastest.
Okay. So that's excellent. That is an excellent idea.
Which it looks like would mean going down.
Let's see. And these are just not.
I just didn't want to. Yeah, you know how it is with maps. You're like, you're not using fog of war or anything like that. So
Right.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to.
Yeah, no,
min-max
I mean,
it,
I could have used fog of war. I considered
Sure.
that, but in a lot of cases, for stuff like these isometric maps, it's really a pain in the ass.
But the fact that we actually have allies who are Erline and probably know
Right.
what level the bridge is on.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that they would be sending you in blind. So yeah, you were able to call out, and they inform you that the bridge is actually on.
Looks
He
like
does
deck.
have. Okay, he does have a.
Deck 3.
Yes,
like deck
it's
3.
down. It is down a level on deck 3, and they tell you that you will find the you will find a access shaft down to deck 3
In the hangar.
No, almost right in front of the power plant of engineering on deck 4.
Okay, perfect. That's where we'll head to.
Or in the passageway between the hangar and the power plant.
Oh, see, I thought that meant it was actually in the hangar. I thought the green was where it intersected.
Yeah, there's another one over here.
Oh yeah, that one's. But I was looking at this
That's
one, and it looked like
only.
that. It looked like this was in the hangar itself.
Yeah. Well, that's these stupid isometric maps that they were so excited about when Second Edition first came out, and I was like, no, I like the 2D maps a lot better. These guys.
But we'll head the direction they indicate.
Suck. They suck.
Yeah, I've got AP5 Auto 3.
So, are all of you heading that way, and who's opening the iris valve?
I said I'd stick my head through.
Okay.
I'm last, so I can make these other people targets. Well, they're only wearing vac suits. They're going to die.
Right. Let me see.
It'd be kind of hard to roll new characters and have them start out here 6 years later. In the mission.
There's like 500 other crew members. I mean, you know, pick one. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I get it. That's a little weird. So Mel, you open the floor iris valve, and of course these are this hallway is much wider than it may look on this map because it's wider than what you would be used to on a human or charted spaceship because Erline are kind of large and they're awkwardly shaped. But you open this tube and you see that the grav plating in these tubes. There are some handholds on the walls of or on the inside of this shaft, but for the most part, egress is 0G, so you could just shove off and float down.
Okay.
That might cause a lot more problems in this ship. We don't know what issues the ship's currently dealing with. Shutting off gravity could.
Well, no, I mean this is normal operation of of movement between decks on these vessels.
Oh, it's actually just the tube. I thought you were talking about shutting it off for the ship. I'm like,
No.
yeah,
that could cause interesting situations.
yeah, like that. Okay, that's a shortcut, but yeah, okay, no problem. Let's head down.
Okay, so you guys make your way down, and Mel, you open the iris valve in the ceiling, and you can hear something in the hallway. I'd make a recon plus intellect check.
Okay, I forgot to open up my character. Let me find it. Skills, recon. I swear I have it. There we go.
Hey, perfect. So you kind of stick your head out, and you can see down the hall.
What I'd dearly love to be to fucking drag this window away from the map, but it won't let me.
So yeah, I agree. So if you don't mind using your phone or a tablet on the side, they do have the Roll20 app that allows you to bring up your character sheet in your phone or tablet, and so you can do stuff that way. I don't know how.
I've got mine in a PDF, so it's in a separate.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works though for rolling.
It doesn't. I have to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know how that. I don't know if the Roll20 app interfaces directly with the game or what. So you see that at the end of this hall there is an Erline, and it is firing a laser. What looks to be like a very odd-looking laser pistol, and it is firing down this hall at something, and you see that something is clearly shooting back because lasers are hitting the walls around it, and so yeah, there is some combat going on down here.
Is it a blue?
We'll go ahead to help.
Okay.
And I'm yelling, "We're here to help." Do not shoot.
Do not shoot.
Yes, don't shoot me.
Shoot them! Shoot them!
Oh. This guy a name.
A name.
A name.
So how long is it down that corridor?
That's a really good question. Considering the size of this vessel, I doubt that. I'm just going to say that these are 1.5 meter squares and just make it easy. Or actually, is it 1 square equals 2? No, that doesn't. 1 square equals 2 tons. So I would say they're probably 1.5 meters. I don't know. I don't want to do that kind of math. My brain hurts.
So
Hold on.
it's not on that.
Oop, he's lagging out.
I was wondering if it was me or if it was
Definitely
him.
in range.
Sorry, you lagged out there. What were you saying?
I was saying it's less than 600 meters down that corridor. So it's my Gauss rifle will be in range no matter where I am. And
True, but I mean, you don't want to shoot this guy.
I was thinking about coming around the other way.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. As I swap back and forth between books. Okay. So you guys can go ahead and roll initiative. 2D plus your dex modifier or your intellect modifier, whichever you choose.
They're all 0.
Damn it, I swear there's somewhere on here that combat, there's got to be initiative. There's got to be an initiative roll. I saw it. There we go.
In the between
Got
armor and weapons.
My rolls continue.
Continuing from last week. And Randolph got a 6.
Yes, sir.
And
Right away, sir. 3 bags full. So should I get a boat or a fishing kayak?
I would say boat. Yeah, I'm not a fan of kayaks personally. So the
I'm starting to think at my age, getting a kayak might not be the best idea.
I mean, unless you want to work on your core, it's pretty rough.
Right?
At 71 years old, working on my core is not on my do list.
There's no better way to go down a river than on a kayak.
Everybody I know that river kayaked had a one near-death experience minimum.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I was a river guide for 3 years, and I knew quite a few people that were kayakers, and all of them had near-death experiences. And I know a couple of kayakers who have died whitewater rafting. It's pretty rough.
Yeah. There's a little concept called assumption of risk.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
It's usually the casual fun trips that are the most dangerous. We've got our lower river here where a lot of brush and stuff like that grows in the off season, and then the water rises and people get snagged in those strainers and die. It's really pretty gross. Anyway, I'm sorry to bring things down.
Yeah, that would be pretty gross.
So this Erline comes, fires his laser down the hall, and he books it and comes running up to you guys, and in Erline, he tells you that the traditional enemy has infiltrated their ship, and he tells you that they were attacked in Alpha subsector hex 0607. They found the traditional enemy, and they were assaulted by a swarm of these mobile units.
Do we know that the traditional enemy is the what's the other group? I'm trying to remember who the
You don't.
Sovereignty?
You're not sure. I mean,
the Sovereignty.
There's a whole bunch of assumptions possible, but you don't know anything for sure about who or what the traditional enemy is.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, other than the only hint is whenever we get around to something like this, the Erline lower the head and look sad.
Yeah. Yes. And
Embarrassed.
this Erline, I mean, that's probably about all he can tell you
Yeah, it's a
in this
combat
short
run.
amount of time. Sarda, what would you like to do?
Uh, I'm gonna go try to cover him. I'm hoping there aren't too many of them. I don't know how many squares these are represent. It's
So
probably more than one and a half.
1.5 meters, you can move
Oh, they are
6 meters
for
per.
1, 2,
4 meters, 4 of them.
I mean,
3,
I
4.
can make the I can turn the grid on and make the.
No, it's fine. No, I don't.
More.
It works really wonky with.
It
this
does. It works
map.
very strange with the grid. Yeah. Yeah. I wish. I really wish that they would make it so. Like
Actually,
it
I'm gonna
used
run
to
a.
be.
I'm gonna run a here and draw my gun. So that's 3 actions.
Okay. Okay.
Move, draw.
Yeah, you can do that. Mel, what are you doing?
I suppose I'll do the same with my sub.
Okay.
can't
And you're running right after Sarda.
Yeah, I don't want to leave him alone.
Okay. Get that down there. And actually,
One of my core principles is never split the party.
yes, right.
So I'm going to split the party.
We can get through this dungeon faster if we split up. Randolph, what would you like to do?
That's 6 meters.
So,
That's 6 meters.
okay, so there is 2 minor actions. At the end of the hall, you see one of these mobile units, and you just catch as it tries. It has been hit, and you see it just as it returns fire down the hall. God, they're dumb. It does not notice you at all.
And I say, I have eyes on a mobile unit, a single mobile unit,
So with your third
which is good news.
right? So with your
If there were 3 of them, I would be peeing my pants.
with your third minor action, you of course have you could move another 6 meters, or you could aim, and that will give you a +1 on your next turn.
He's not going to be there.
That is the risk, of course.
Yes.
So the mobile unit, yeah, he
Being a mobile unit and being unaware you're there,
right,
continues to follow the person he's been chasing.
Exactly, and it. God, this is funny. Oh, they do have melee. So it. 2, 3.
I knew I should have popped my shield rather than draw a gun.
Yeah, that is as far as it can move, unless I double move. And so, Sarda, you can you can hear this thing, not blanking, but like it. You can hear this mechanical clicking as it comes down the.
And it's that slow.
Yeah, it can only move 5 meters at a time.
Okay.
Which you would think that they'd be faster than that, but
yeah.
But I mean, it seems to be it's smart enough to be a bit cautious because it knows that its prey has gone around the corner. The Erline. What does the Erline do?
Do we know what his function is? Is he an engineer need to go to the bridge?
Yeah, the Erline yells in the Erline language that he has to get to the bridge. And so he goes into the ridge.
Sure.
Sarda, what would you like to do?
Let's move to the corner and take a shot.
Okay.
I guess that puts me in melee, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's a -1 when firing ranged attack. I'm trying to remember what the penalty. There's
So
a penalty.
if you are using technically speaking, if you're using a rifle weapon, you cannot make an attack with a rifle weapon at melee
Pistol,
range.
pistol.
If it's a pistol, then yes, you can. And it would be essentially point blank range, so you would get a +1 to your attack.
Okay.
Or hold on, it's
I thought there was a penalty in combat. I know that point blank helps quite a bit. It +1, but
yeah, you're technically not in melee combat with it yet. You just rounded the corner, so I would say you have a +1 to your attack because you're right on top of him. Oof.
Hit with a 12 and for 14 damage.
Yeah. Okay.
And that
Kill it,
is
Sarda, kill it.
a Gauss pistol, so it is armor piercing 3 if that matters.
That does matter.
Yeah, these things are armored. I wonder how many of the 100 points it has left.
Quite a bit. So you you round the corner and it's like right in your face, and you fire, and you can see that there is a laser scorch where it has been hit previously, and it now has a number of holes as your Gauss pistol cuts through its armor. Mel, what would you like to do?
It seems like if does combat end your movement? I mean, I only moved 1 square. I'm trying to remember how that works.
Yeah, you can continue moving.
So if I'm not melee yet,
Correct.
I'm going to create some space for Mel and move just on the other side of the passageway.
Okay. All right. So Mel, what would you like to do?
If Mel wishes to take advantage of that, he may not. He may choose to run the other direction, but
Mel's gonna pull out a sword that we didn't even know he had, and he's gonna show up and be all ninja.
that's right. That is the monofilament blade.
No, but I might pull my static axe.
That works good
There
too.
you go.
Here
Now I
you
have
that.
my strength is going to hurt me badly, but I managed. But I won this in my life rolls, right? So let's fucking use it. AP 8.
Nice. Yeah, it's been a while since we used any static weapon. Let me.
Well, 8'll help.
Yeah, the 8 definitely helps. That at least connects.
Does the static axe do that little damage? I thought it did more damage than that.
Well, it doesn't help, but I've got I think
your
-2 to my strength.
Your formula is incorrect.
Here we go. Static. Do you know what tech level it is?
His damage formula is incorrect. It's not rolling the 4d6.
Oh,
It's supposed to be 4d6 plus 2.
right.
That's what I have it here. 4D plus 2.
4D.
Yeah, but it doesn't
you need
know
to
what-
say D6.
Right. It does. It has to be 4d6 plus 2 because it doesn't know what the D is.
It doesn't know what the D is.
Oh well, and it's bullshit.
That's right.
Try it again.
I was going. That seems really low.
Yeah, keep the 8 and.
Yeah,
and,
we're just looking for damage.
Yeah, we're just looking for damage. So.
Yeah, 17 looks far more reasonable
Yes.
with armor piercing 8. Okay.
So do you know what? Hold on. So you must have a tech level 12 static axe, 4D plus 2, AP 8, and it has the Smasher trait. Hold on. New trait. Smasher. The weapon is particularly heavy and carries a great deal of momentum when it is swung. A traveler attacked by a Smasher weapon may not attempt to parry it. Oh, well, okay. I guess he's going to take...
I guess that makes sense. That rapier of mine probably wouldn't stop that
Right,
sledgehammer.
Yes. So, AP 8, that
I'm assuming I got this as a kicker in a deal because there's no reason for someone with my strength to having a giant goddamn battle axe.
Right. Yes. But you know, hey, yeah, this static axe goes right through it. You see this blade just cut into this mobile unit and slice right through its armor. There is now a big gash, like it's made of paper. And you probably have some movement left if you wanted to.
I might have drawn
That-
aggro.
But
Right.
at that point, you would provoke if you moved away, right?
That's true. Yeah, you are definitely in melee. It would provoke if you moved away.
I guess brace for impact. I don't know what my defensive moves are. If I can't move away without provoking.
Right.
Well, it would be a reaction on its turn. You could choose to dodge it. You could choose to dive for cover. You could choose to parry, depending on what it does. But that's a reaction. You've moved. You've attacked. You're technically
All right.
done.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to do? Live forever?
Right. Randolph, what would you like to do?
They take all
gonna
3
throw a
minor
grenade.
movements and go to there.
Okay. So yeah, you can see that Mel is bravely in melee combat with this big bug-like robot. So that was all 3 of your minor actions, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
The mobile unit. Okay, so the mobile unit is now aware that that Randolph is behind him, and I mean, if mobile units had facial expressions, it would probably be the "oh shit, I'm surrounded" facial expression. It probably just pulls up a meme on it, a holographic meme on its face.
With a frown.
Yes, and there's like a little trombone in the background. Womp womp. It is going to do a melee attack with its little combat accessory on Mel, and you see one of its little front. So it's got these 2 like little manipulator claws on the front, and one of them, the claw opens up, and you see a blade snap out, and it's going to make a attack.
Well, that seems unreasonable.
Hey, it actually did something. So it hits unless you want to attempt to parry it. So
Sure. Why the hell not?
if I hold on, parry, melee attack. Reactions. Here we go. Parrying. Traveler in close combat may attempt to parry an opponent's melee attack as a reaction. In so doing, they will inflict their melee skill as a negative DM to the attacker's roll. So what's your melee skill?
Don't know.
Are you at least trained in it?
Probably not. Let's see. I don't. No, it's not. I'm not trained in it.
Oh, so okay, so you wouldn't have hit because that means that you would have been at -3 to hit.
So,
But
but,
that's okay.
but the thing knows that I don't have. The roller knows I don't have the skill, right? When you go to the combat screen and you choose roll.
It doesn't.
It's adding -1 for probably your strength, right? Because your strength is under 6, and then it's adding 0 for the skill. So 0 for the skill would mean that you're trained in it, but no ranks. Melee 0. So if you look at the actual skill page,
Might need to spend a point or 2 on this then, huh?
Well, if you go to skill page and scroll down to melee, is it showing on the list as 0?
No, it's showing as -3.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll keep
how's
that
your-
for next time. So parrying isn't going to work for you. You could also attempt to dodge, and to dodge, travelers dodging will inflict a penalty equal to their dex modifier or athletics dexterity, whichever is higher.
So what you do need to do on that skill on the combat section under that weapon, you need to update the skill total to -3 so that it matches your actual skill in
Okay.
melee.
Oh man. Got it. There. That should roll correctly now.
So, do you have the athletics dexterity skill?
It would
Almost certainly not.
It's a dex check.
Yeah. Or so, do you? What's your dex modifier?
0.
0.
Shit. All right. Well, he's going to hit you. I mean, you can dodge. You can attempt to parry. You're going to get hit either way. Actually, with a -3 to your melee, you might actually make him do more damage if you try to parry. So he's going to hit with a +1. So for a total of 6, but you guys are wearing your hazardous.
No, they're only in vac suits.
I think grapple ignores armor.
Not only
It's
that,
not a grapple; it's a melee.
Jack and Sart are only in vac suits. They're not in hazardous.
Right. The
Right.
vac suits have armor. I mean, they
Yeah.
have quite a bit of armor.
Yeah.
More than 6, that's for sure.
Well, I got 15 in this thing.
Yeah, but if there's an air leak, you're suffocating. It does not. It's not.
Well,
it does not provide air.
He's in the hazardous.
Oh, you're in the hazardous one. Okay.
Yeah. Standard general vac suit. They have. Oh, standard general purpose vac suit is +10 protection.
Yeah.
So you take no damage. The blade does not go through your armor.
Well, that's good.
The
I was worried you guys were totally unprotected.
The Erline is
No.
doing things. Sarda, what would you like to do?
I like to lean my head around the corner and shoot at it.
Yeah, I mean, you can be like,
I'm
hey,
standing right here.
Yeah, just dodge this. Bam! You get a +1 to your attack.
Yeah. Okay. And I will use an action to activate my smart tracker that is key to my Gauss pistol because I successfully hit it the round before.
Okay.
So that's another +2.
Nice. I mean, you could also click over and set that bad boy for burst as well.
Does the Gauss do? Oh, it is armor pierce. I think the way it's set up,
Yeah,
it
it's
would
what
be very.
auto.
It is auto 2,
Yeah.
but at the same time, Mel's technically in between me and the creature. I just can't picture firing a burst around. You know what I mean?
True.
I think I'm being careful. So that is a 12 to hit. So that by 4, right? So that'd be 16 damage, and then it's armor piercing 3.
Okay. It's going to take another 13. Yeah, you shoot it pretty much right in the face. I mean, not that it has a face, but its head unit. You're just like blam, and you shoot it right in the head unit, and it kind of wobbles for a second. Mel, what would you like to do here?
Well, since I had some uncharacteristic luck with the axe last time,
Yes.
Now I have the correct modifiers. I might as well throw this away by swinging using it again.
Okay.
You basically have to roll an 11 or 12 on 2d6.
We'll see how this goes. You never know. 0.
Wow, that's
Would have been a lot of damage.
yeah. So Mel goes to swing, and the axe. Yeah, that is.
You have an 8% chance to hit. It's 1 out of 12 is your odds.
So let's see here. 0 is a crit fail. That is a over the -6 effect. roll 2d.
If you kill me with this, I'm going to be pissed.
A6. So yes, you swing, and just like you put all of your strength into it, and you miss the target by about a foot, and the axe bites deep into the wall and turns off, and it's just stuck in the wall now.
That's unfortunate. I was fond of this thing.
Hopefully it's not a fuel tank wall.
Yes, just so happens to be a natural gas line running through that wall.
Well, I mean,
And it created a spark.
this is all fuel. This is all fuel, right? I mean that the
Well,
corner-
I'm thinking that it would have swung into this wall, so you now have a nice view around the axe into the bridge, or whatever. 19. What is 19? Oh, sensors. Yes, you can see the sensors. Yeah. So Randolph, you see Mel curiously stick his axe in the wall for some reason. Randolph, what would you like to do?
I would like to aim and fire
Okay,
a single round.
Aiming is a +1.
Mel did have a minor action. I don't know if you wanted to try.
Oh yeah,
pull the
Mel,
axe
did you?
out.
Yeah, you have a minor action. All right.
Try to get my fucking axe out of the wall.
Yeah, there you go. use your foot on the wall.
That's right.
You can make
I worked hard for this thing.
You can make a athletic strength check, which would be 2d plus athletic strength plus your strength modifier. If you don't have athletic strength, you can just roll 2d plus your strength modifier.
Yeah, that's all athletics is. They're basically bonuses to
Yeah.
your strength, dex, or your stamina.
Yeah, they're one of the only skills that you don't have to worry about taking -3 to. No, so the axe is firmly embedded in this wall. So Randolph, you are aiming. You have a +1 from your minor action, and then you can go ahead and make your. That is a hit for +2 to damage. Nice.
Nice.
And what's the AP on your Gauss rifle?
5.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say it's gonna be better than a pistol.
So yeah, there is a zip crack, and the mobile unit actually lurches forward because it gets hit in the back so powerfully from this Gauss round, and kind of lurches forward towards Mel as he's trying to pull the axe out of the wall. The mobile unit is going to attempt to. Hold on. He is going to attempt to. I need to look up the grapple. I think it's just an.
It's a opposed roll.
Yeah.
Grapple versus it's melee grapple versus melee grapple.
Right. Okay, so it.
And I think if you're defending, you might be able to use your dex to defend.
Yeah. So yes. So it doesn't matter. Mel, you can make use your since you don't have the melee skill, just 2d.
It's still melee.
It would
it's
be
whether
melee.
So
It would be 2d plus your choice, either strength or dex modifier -3.
Oh, sweet balls. The best I have of that is 0. So here we go.
Okay, so he does succeed, and he grapples Mel. And evidently, either through damage or maybe he's just a weakling, it would have done 1 point of damage.
it bypasses armor, so it.
Oh,
does
that's
hit.
true. So that's true. So Mel, you take 1 point of damage to your endurance.
Okay, so where the hell is that?
So it'd be your endurance stat would go down by 1.
Okay.
I mean, temporarily.
That's that temp. You just put -1 for the
Yeah.
temp.
Yeah.
Mommy, mommy.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not-
it
I'm
grabs
not running yet.
it grabs Mel's wrist, the same wrist that
Actually,
he's
damage
grabbing
is-
the axe with.
it's the damage is not. It's 2 plus the effect of the melee check for grappling.
Well, it says his manipulator arm does 1d.
Oh, okay. I thought he was using the grapple rules.
Well, he is grappling, but I mean, the arm itself only does 1d.
Right,
Does
but
1d.
grappling inflicts damage equal to 2 plus the effect of the melee check. It's
So I
not.
take 3.
There's no actual die roll.
Just take the 1.
Okay.
Serta, you see this thing has grabbed onto him.
He
I
just
will
wants to play.
shoot it again.
Okay.
We probably got 3 more rounds of shooting it.
I don't know.
Poor Jack.
I just want to remind everybody, I'm standing right here.
Well, that's not good. I missed.
Well, you missed, but you didn't miss terribly.
I crit snake-eyed it.
Yeah, but your total was still a 7.
Yeah.
So that's not a critical miss. You'd have to get a -6 or less in the effect, and this is only a -1. So yeah, you fire, and it's not that you miss. It just ricochets off of the armor on this thing. I mean, I find it very hard. I mean, unless you're pointing at the ceiling, I don't know how you'd be able to miss.
I didn't want to hit Mel.
Mel, what would you like? You are grappled. What would you like to do, Mel?
Can he ungrapple?
So
The only thing you can do if grappled is to make opposed melee checks to get break free.
All right. Well, then, I guess that's what I'll do.
hold
Copy
on,
and
let
paste
me-
this particular
Let
move.
me find. Why am I not?
Unless they've got some kind of variant of the rules. I'm on page 78 of the core book.
There it is.
While involved in a grapple, the traveler may not perform any significant or minor action except to make opposed melee unarmed checks.
You cannot perform any significant or minor action except to make opposed melee unarmed check. But the winner can do all sorts of shit. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and do a melee check.
Yay! My rolls continue.
It's an opposed roll, so hypothetically he could roll shittier.
Yeah,
He
no,
did
he's still
not.
holding on to you.
Like really strong, really well.
Yeah.
And that's your turn.
Randolph, what would you like to do?
I aim.
Okay, another +1.
I fire.
Nice. That is a +5 to damage.
$21,
Okay.
and I'm AP5.
All right. So he. So you fire, and your Gauss slug slams into the back of this mobile unit, and there you blow a big hole into its guts, and there's sparks and whatnot jumping out, and the mobile unit is kind of twitching and getting jerky. It's not. It's definitely having problems. It is going to. Inflict damage using a pistol or small blades as weapon. It is going to use its laser at point blank range in the grapple on Mel.
And it hits.
And it hits.
It's continuing to grapple while shooting him. Then it'd be a grapple check. It would not be a ranged attack. It'd be the opposed grapple.
No.
Or he's letting go.
No. The winner of the grapple, which would be the mobile unit, can force an opponent prone on the ground, disarm an opponent.
So they do an opposed grapple.
No. That was already done. To grapple an enemy, the traveler makes an opposed melee unarmed check with their target, each using their strength or dex DM. The winner of this check may choose to do one of the following.
Right. So now it's the next round.
He failed
on his attempt to break out, and so now, yeah.
Okay. So he got an 8. So Mel, you can go ahead and make another melee check, and if you beat an 8.
Technically, the robot could have shot him with the laser when he failed to break free. He was the winner of that grapple challenge. Both of them are engaging in grapple challenges each round.
That's true.
The winner gets to declare their victory, and the victory for Mel is breaking free. And so when Mel did that it had a chance.
It could have, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's the way grapple works. Each grappler on their turn makes an opposed grapple check, and gets to choose one. So Mel, yeah.
So yeah, Mel, you need to make a melee check. Did we lose Mel?
No, I just forgot that there's noise in the background. I put myself on mute, so I've been trying to fucking talk, and yet nothing hurt. So I don't even know what the hell I said, but I'd lost a melee check. And you shot me, so I need to do another one?
No, that was on your turn. You attempted to break free. You failed to do so. It did not retaliate.
Okay.
Right. It's now its turn.
My question
it's attempting to shoot you by grappling.
So its shot wasn't as a result.
It didn't make the shot yet. It didn't make the shot yet.
It is not letting you go. It's continuing to grapple.
Okay.
You have to beat a 7.
Yeah, if
it wins, it shoots you.
So then he is going to shoot.
Right in my face.
Yeah,
you get armor against it.
It's laser hit. Oh wait, no, I need to add one more to that. 3D.
You at least get armor against this.
You would take 1 point of endurance damage because your armor's 10, and that would be 7 plus 4. So you would take 1 point to endure. The laser does get through your armor.
Otherwise, that would have done 6 ignoring armor.
Right.
If the other way.
Yeah, if you'd have done a melee check, he could have ignored armor, but you wanted to be cool and
use the gun.
Startup. What would you like to do?
Hope I don't roll double ones again as I attempt to shoot it. So, smart tracker and there we go. So that'd be 25 damage, ignore and armor piercing 3.
Okay.
Is he dead yet?
Yeah. That does it and kills the mobile unit.
I just hope there ain't any more.
So yeah, you shoot it again at point blank, and it just kind of finally just collapses, and its arm actually tears off and is still hanging on to Mel's wrist, but you can just shake it off at this point.
I could attach it to his belt as a permanent.
A trophy. Just have a necklace of him around you.
Why not? Why not? Sounds like a plan.
What would you guys like to do?
I'm supposed to use ears.
I would like to get my fucking axe out of the wall.
Okay, yeah, you would have enough time. You can finally wiggle this axe out of the wall, basically turning it on and off to kind of rip it out of the wall. It would be 20. What was 20? Sensor. Oh, you cut into the sensor station. Oh, no. So, where would you go?
There's another one on the other side.
Head back to the head of the bridge where the other guy ran to.
Okay. So the bridge. So the bridge is when you open the door, you see this Erline, and he is it it appears to you that he is attempting to perform first aid and what looks like maybe a weird kind of CPR, but you've never seen Erline CPR, so it would be weird. And but it is obvious to you that the other Erline that it is trying to revive is way past the point of no return. He's way dead. The bridge is a near total loss. There are bodies all over the place. There are 5 wrecked mobile units in here. And the bridge consoles themselves have all taken heavy damage. But you can make a recon plus intellect check.
Seven.
Good Jesus.
So Mel doesn't get it. Randolph, what are you doing?
I'm going into the engine room.
Okay. Actually, that is an engine room. Or is it?
Is it?
Oh, 21. Okay. I was like,
Sure
wait,
looks
what?
like engines.
Yeah, those are engines. That is the maneuver drive room.
Which is good.
And in here,
There's 15 Zerkers.
no. The maneuver drives themselves have this room has taken some damage, but not as extensive as you might think. Make a Randolph. Make a engineering M drive plus intellect or education check.
Oh, well.
So it's all in. So all of the data on the screens is, of course, in Erline, and so you're having a hard time figuring out, what's going on. The one thing you do know is that the drives are not active. So it's
Okay.
it's at 0 thrust.
Okay, well that's good. It's not careening through the system.
Right.
Hey, the drives aren't on.
I mean, that's good.
So, Sarda and Mel, what do you want to do here in the bridge?
Real quickly, I just want to do a real quick life scan.
Okay.
Yeah, I beat the 4. It was necessary. I'm just trying to determine if there's any more living creatures on this ship other than us.
Yeah, let's see. What's it? Oh yeah, distant reach.
Yeah, it's like 5K range. Kilometers. 5-kilometer range.
Okay, so yeah, yes, you do detect other signs of life, and you can kind of pick them apart. You can tell that they are other Erline, just in their their, I guess, thought patterns.
Okay.
And those you are finding. Right.
They locked in quarters.
You are finding some up here in the plasma cannon bay.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting place to be.
You are also finding that there are a great many up here on deck 5.
Okay. That makes sense. Common area. Okay. Yeah. If they were going to go into lockdown, that's where I'd expect them to be. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to get an idea of what, whether and I figured that the bots are bots. So I'm not going to pick them up with that, but I'm like at least get an idea of how many other if there were. I didn't know how many people were on this ship.
Right.
So
yeah, you're detecting that there are 2 in the plasma cannon bay, and one of the 2 that is in there, you are. It's almost like it's a flickering, like a light bulb that's about to go out.
okay. With that said, I said there's somebody injured this way, and I just start running in that direction.
Okay, Mel, what are you doing?
Well, I was going to try to figure out why we didn't have power to the engines.
You can certainly attempt to do that. Well,
The fact that the bridge is blown to shit.
yeah, the bridge is pretty much blown to shit.
Let me modify my statement. Figure out if we can turn them the fuck back on.
Right.
I've either got M drive or power under engineering. I can do either. One of them might help me figure out how to get.
Go ahead and make
restore power.
Go ahead and make an engineering M drive plus intellect or education, your choice.
It'll be education. Got 16.
So the bridge is pretty much a shambles, but you are able to pick up a shattered console here and plug it in, and are able to kind of get at least a limited amount of information. And it seems that the drives were manually shut off from the bridge. But with your 16, the other thing that you are detecting, because you basically pulled up a small, limited engineering console, you are picking up that the computer cores in the bridge are still online and active, and they have all of the ship's logs as well as their data archives.
Oh, I think that might be useful.
Randolph, what are you doing?
Is there a way I can turn on the engines from here?
You could make another engineering M drive plus intellect or education check.
Nope.
You are having a hard time deciphering all of this Erline gobbledygook.
And I get on the console and say, "Damn."
Yeah, their writing is a bunch of wavy lines, and every once in a while, for some reason, there's a stick figure guy that looks like he might be hugging what looks like maybe a tree, and then there's more wavy lines. You have no idea what any of this means. So Sarda, you get to the end of the hall, and there's of course a access, iris valve leading into the plasma cannon bay. What do you want to do? It is shut. The door is shut.
I'd like to try to open it.
Okay. Yeah, it's not locked. So you are able to hit the console and the door opens. In here,
I'll yell in Erline, "I'm here to help. Somebody's wounded."
too much. So this Erline, immediately out of the corner of your eye, you see that Erline is pretty badly wounded. And then you also see over here.
Oh, geez. We got another mobile unit, guys.
There are 2 mobile units. One is, one appears to actually be providing cover fire, because these 2 are definitely trying to shoot. The other one is accessing a console and is attempting to do something with the plasma controls.
Oh, that's not good at all. Oh, they're probably trying to get this ship to fire. They're probably trying to force this ship to fire on the to basically false flag it. They're trying to create a false flag attack.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
well, at least they're consistent.
Do you need to clear our? Oh, we didn't. Well, I guess we can just do them again.
Yeah, everybody can roll initiative. 2D plus dex
Yeah.
or intellect. Yeah.
Four.
Oh, jeez.
Holy crap! We are all going slower than hell.
Yeah. Oh, Mel did pretty good though. So these Erline are going to both open fire. Okay. Yeah. They both missed terribly. Mel, you are on the bridge, and I would assume that Sarda has radioed the situation to you guys. So, Mel, what would you like to do?
Yeah, the bridge shut off power to those guns.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if you wanted to shut off power to the plasma bay, that would be an engineering power plus intellect or education check.
All right, so I will attempt to do that with power.
Hey, you are successful. You using your half-assed little broken engineering console, you shut down power to the plasma bay. And Sarda, you see that when this happens, these two mobile units, or especially the mobile unit that's trying to access the console, kind of starts and looks up almost in a manner like that pissed it off.
Yeah, I'll bet.
The mobile units. Well, first of all, mobile units. Neither one of them has taken notice of Sarda. They are going to fire on. They're going to fire on those two Erline. Nice. Well, that's a hit.
Does their carapace count as armor?
Oh, this guy is dead. That's a really good question. Let me find an answer for that. The answer to that is...
Most NPCs are just a sack of hit
They
points.
automatically have +4 protection, so I guess he's not dead. He would have... Exactly. But he is unconscious. This Erline goes down. The other bot... missed. Or, no, he didn't shoot me. Yes, he missed the other Erline entirely. Sarda, what would you like to do?
I'd like to fire on, I guess, this one, and I will go full auto with my 2 attacks instead of just 1 attack.
Yeah, you can make an attack on each of these guys if you're going to go full rock and roll with that gas pistol.
I'll aim first, and then actually, I'm going to put both shots into the far one. I saw how many times we had to shoot that thing.
Yeah.
So that hits
Yes.
on the nose for 14 with armor piercing 3.
Okay.
And
So he will take 11.
that is 22 with armor piercing 3.
Okay.
And that is 6 rounds fired. Down to 31.
So that's
Take
like
another
maybe
shot.
a third of it. That's
So
a good shot, though.
So yeah, you open up with that pistol, go full rock and roll, and they're aware of you now. They're like, oh shit, there's another guy.
Yeah.
Randolph, what would you like to do?
I'm going to head that way.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
I don't know that you organized the turn order after we all rolled.
1, 2.
I think we're all going in crazy orders. That's fine.
I think it's as far as I can
No,
get.
it's right. 9, 7, 6.
Oh, yeah, I guess right.
Okay, so Randolph hoofs it and gets all the way over there. Erline are going to... Well, one of them is going to fire. God, these guys are terrible. Misses
And we
completely.
appreciate it.
They don't have any training.
You're right. They're not used to having to do this. Mel, what would you like to do?
What I would like to do is figure out how to pull these logs down so that we could have them.
Okay.
But I should probably figure out how to not make sure that my crewmates don't die.
There is that, yeah.
And maybe come back for this in a little while.
You might want to switch to a different weapon from the axe.
Yes.
But I like it.
You might want to learn how to use it first.
Yes.
Maybe.
Sarda's recommending you spend some time in the training rooms.
Man, but I'm not even sure I'm trained in the goddamn right in my submachine gun. I think I just have it. What skill do I need to shoot with the stupid
gun
thing?
Combat. And if you have a specialty in slug,
untrained.
Oh shit.
You have no combat skills whatsoever.
Once again, this is the first time I've played this game.
That's
Yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised that you can go through any form of training without getting that.
Yeah, like
what
usually on accident.
What did
Merchant
you go through?
Marine.
That's still military, right?
What?
I'm just surprised Merchant Marine doesn't get firearms at all.
Whole lot of piloting and engineering and a couple of brokerage skills, which is really what I was going for.
Let me hold on. Let me look at that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can convince the mobile units to sell you something.
On here, looking. So, when you took Merchant Marine, scrolling.
It's not a service. It's not a core skill. They really don't get any combat at all. They're merchants.
One of the massive cargo haulers run by the Imperium or a mega corporation.
Most people go military, Navy, or around the Navy before going merchant.
I was told we needed a broker kind of character, so that's.
I don't know who told you we needed a broker because we're not.
There were several times at the
trading.
At the time, there were several times where you guys were dealing with trading items with alien races, and I said, yeah, that would be really handy for them, and because you guys were dealing with the Hucks.
Yeah, I'm a team player, goddammit.
Yeah, no, he did exactly.
Thank you, Jack.
He did exactly what I told him.
Yeah. Well, you listened to the worst person you possibly could have in terms of what you needed, because it wasn't needed. We're on a long trip. We're not doing Merchant World. I mean, I've been in Merchant World games of Traveler.
But you do get you do get.
That's what XP's for. We're okay.
Where is it? Where is it? Where
I'm
is
at the point where I'm
There.
about capped.
Yeah, you can take Gun Combat 1. Part of the Explorer skill package.
All right. But I don't remember what I took
That's fine.
with
So
it.
what's the cap?
On
Three times your education.
it's education plus intellect times 3.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm nowhere close.
So I got 75.
I got a ways to go then. I didn't realize it was plus.
15 times 3 is
It's
45.
the sum
Yeah,
of
I'm
education
not
and
even
intellect
halfway.
and then times 3.
Why is it not showing up?
I'm not even halfway.
Yeah, I thought it was just education. I've
I
got
wish I had Dex though.
29
All right.
rank, and so I was getting close to 33.
I played one game where one of the guys was playing just a dock worker, laborer, belter that had such low intellect and education that he ended up taking like, I think he got like 6 skills and that was it. He was maxed. He could never take anything other than rank 0 and anything ever again. He's like, I just haul stuff and push the buttons. As long as they're clearly labeled. So, okay, so Mel, you have Gun Combat 1, so you can use that submachine gun.
Great. Then I will. Why does my map keep moving? All right. So I will come down.
This
How
is
many?
the one that has already been.
How far is this away?
So let's see. You can move.
It would take him at least 2 minor actions to get there.
So you can move 4 squared. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it would take 2 minor actions for you to get up there.
And you could aim.
And then you could aim, and on your next turn, you would have an additional +1.
Sounds like a plan.
So yeah, we can. There you go.
Although if you were using an axe, aiming's not as.
Yes.
I took gun combat, not melee. I'll take that with the XP today.
Right.
Well,
yes.
that was. I have no melee skill at all either, and yet when I drummed out of the Navy, I got a weapon I was given. It's like, okay, great.
I have melee armed.
I've got my decorative rapier
Yeah,
that I
I was
don't know
just
how to
gonna
use.
say, like, there was several times we've had a couple of people that over the years said, "Oh, well, I got a sword when I mustered out of the Navy. I have no melee skill whatsoever."
Yeah, it's on the wall.
I got 2 weapons when I mustered out: a melee weapon and a range weapon, and I didn't get any skills.
The Navy officers pushed quite a bit because that rapier.
Yep, that's where I got it.
Yeah, the name. Yeah.
I didn't make officer, so I didn't pick it up.
Yeah, I made it.
So
I was an officer.
This mobile unit is certainly concerned about getting hit with machine gun fire, full auto. That's going to get his attention. So he's going to shoot at Sarda. But Sarda, I'm going to give you. You've got some partial cover going on in that doorway. Let me try my cover bonus. Oh, I would say that the opening of that iris valve is going to give you probably a +4 to your armor.
Okay.
So he is going to go ahead. It's very unlikely that he's even going to be able to hit you, but hey, oh my God, he did something. So you have a +4 to your armor, and he does 13. I doubt that he
does not penetrate.
It does not penetrate.
Unless it's got armor piercing.
It doesn't. It's just a shitty little laser drill. So, really more designed for tearing apart ore than it is for combat. But, they do what they can. The other one is going to take a shot at the other Erline. And he's going to hit. So he's going to take 10. he's now injured. Not terribly, but enough. Very badly burned. Serta, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna activate the.
I thought he just shot.
I'll activate
he just shot.
On my turn. Yeah, I'll activate the smart tracker on my gun because I hit.
Okay.
And I will do another full burst.
Okay. Same one.
Yeah, same one. And so when I say full burst, it's 2 shots.
Yeah, you know.
So that
Full
one will
auto.
hit. So that's 20 auto armor piercing 3.
Okay. We'll take 17.
And 19 armor piercing 3.
Okay. So yeah, and you chew this guy up again.
Jesus. All right, down to 25 rounds. Done.
Randolph?
I moved to here.
Okay.
I fire at the one Sarda's firing at, full auto,
Okay. Go for it.
and it's AP3.
Okay. And what's your auto score?
AP3, I mean, it's AP5 and auto 3.
Okay,
Auto
so
3.
you get to
So
make,
you take 3 shots.
yeah, you get to roll 3 times.
The big thing, it's also using 9 rounds of ammo every time you do this.
So that is a +4 to damage.
One,
Okay. I'm sorry, what was your AP again?
5.
Okay.
2,
Hold on. Just
Well, you have to roll each attack. You don't
Yeah.
automatically hit with the second.
yeah,
ball.
you have to roll each attack.
oh. So 1 is 18.
+4, so 22 plus the armor piercing 5.
Okay.
I miss.
So this one on the second
Misses.
shot, full auto, goes down.
But misses. The second shot missed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he hasn't rolled his 3rd attack yet. He's only rolled 2
okay.
attacks.
Okay.
He's rolled damage twice, but he
Okay.
hadn't rolled the second attack.
So what'd you get for your 3rd attack?
10.
+2 to damage.
$16.
So 18 and then armor piercing 5.
This one is really messed up. Like, its legs are busted. There's holes all through it, and it's barely clinging to whatever sentience it has left. The Erline is going to take that as a cue, and miss, and shoots the console behind him. Mel, what would you like to do?
Behind
All
the
right.
airline or behind the mobile unit?
So, what are these 3 dots? I'm gonna move up so I can get a shot.
Okay.
Right? Because if I'm back here, I can't see.
Well,
guy
I mean,
still alive.
this is fairly figurative, so yeah.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
everyone
if you
seems to
figure
be having-
Sarda's on one side of the door, and you're on the other side of the door, Randolph kind of moved into the room and opened
Okay.
up.
all right then.
This is the one that's just tore up. It's basically moving around on 1 or 2 legs, and the second leg is busted.
Okay. Then I guess I will. Also, I was looking farther down at the blue ones. Okay, so yeah, those are the Erline that we're worried about. Got it. So that mobile unit, I'm just gonna light it up. I'll. Everyone else seems to be having fun with auto, so yeah, I'll do it too.
Okay, so you're using a submachine gun?
Gauss submachine gun,
Oh,
AP3,
the Gauss
auto 4.
So you get to roll 4 times. And it's what's its AP?
3.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
So your first
Let's go.
attack.
It has my skill, so I don't get anything else.
Yes. This one, you light it up on the first burst, and it goes down. You can, I mean, they're within 5 meters of each other. You can light up the next one.
Okay, I will.
Yes.
Okay. When you have the correct modifiers in here, you can do all kinds of shit.
I know,
Look at
right?
that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Third shot.
Damn it.
That one misses, and your fourth shot. Ah. Well, the console that he was, that this one was trying to operate, is no longer a concern because your 2 missed shots go right around him and chew up that entire console. Mobile unit.
So did I just want to verify. I just shot off 16 rounds. Is that correct?
Correct. Or,
Okay.
yeah, that sounds right.
3 times the auto rating.
Oh, 12. 12 rounds.
Okay.
The mobile unit is going to take a shot at Randolph because, he's there. Hey, he hits. No bonus to damage, but for 10 points. That's not going to get through your hazardous environment suit.
That's 15 protection.
Yeah, you got a burn mark on your hazardous environment suit, but nothing else. It is then going to. Let's see. It can move. Yeah, it can move 3. It's running right up on Randolph. Sarda, what would you like to do? He's pretty much at point blank range.
Aim and shoot. Another burst of 2.
Okay.
So aim and point blank. So that is 19 armor piercing 3.
Okay.
And 14 armor piercing 3.
Okay.
And another 6 rounds.
All right. Yeah, so point blank range, you open up on him. Randolph, what would you like to do? So if you have a full-size Gauss rifle, you could only use it as a club. You could, of course, attempt to move away.
Right.
But that he could make a reaction to try to prevent that.
I switched to my pistol
Okay, so that's a minor action.
and I shoot him.
Go for it. That's a hit. +1 to damage.
And I have an auto pistol, which is, this makes it 3D -1.
Okay, so believe it or not, that little auto pistol actually does get through its armor. Not a very big hole, but it does penetrate for 4 points.
It's AP3, right? It's a Gauss rifle, Gauss pistol, right?
No, it's an auto pistol.
Oh, auto pistol. Okay.
The Erline. Is going to shoot Jesus Christ. Just terrible.
He misses again.
Yeah, he misses again, hits the wall over here somewhere. Most of the damage over in this area is all from the Erline missing entirely. Mel, what would you like to do? You've got a +1 because this thing's practically point blank range. I mean, it's right there.
Okay, well, I guess I'll light her up, right?
All right, another 4 shots.
I get +1, you said?
Yes.
He's definitely point blank.
Yep.
You might be able to aim, which will give you another 1.
That's a hit. Well, your second shot. That's a hit. All right, for 13. Third
AP.
shot.
Okay. I have AP3. I'm not sure how that factors
So
in.
he's got armor 6. So,
6. Got it.
So it only reduces it by 3.
It's my third shot. I don't know if a 9 hits.
He'll take another 13 and 4th shot. I love how you guys are just point blank on this thing, like a scene out of Starship Troopers, just point blank on it, just. Okay, so
We are simple scientists.
yes, we are humble explorers. So yeah, your 4th shot somehow at point blank range misses.
Well, he's aiming it. You aim, right? I mean, does that only affect the first roll? I mean, he had 1 action to
that's
aim,
true.
and he had 1, and he got
I
+1.
guess that would hit.
Blank.
So yeah, that would hit. So this one is it is now pretty messed up as well. It is, but I mean, it's a robot and it has its imperative. It's going to try to make a melee attack with its little blade on Randolph. Oh my god, it hit. Probably not going to get through though. No. Yeah. So now he scratches the paint on your suit.
So my suit have anything that helps with melee?
No. I mean, you could try to parry it using your melee skill. I mean, if you want to. If you
I only have melee armed.
Doesn't matter as long as you've got as long as you have that melee weapon in hand, you can parry with it.
Well, he's got a pistol in his hand, but he could still attempt to parry with the pistol.
I don't.
And what would I roll?
Melee. You'd roll your melee pistol skill.
Yeah. What's your melee unarmed?
0.
So it would deduct 0 from their attack.
So you just have melee. You don't have 1 in unarmed.
I have 1 in armed.
In blades, right? Because that's because
Yeah.
you're Navy. So if you had a sword in one hand and a pistol in the other,
Right.
you could parry with the sword.
Right.
It would be -1 to their roll. So typically it's -1 damage, but every once in a while you might drop an 8 to a 7 and prevent them from hitting you.
Right. So yeah, I mean, like I said, he doesn't do any damage. He just he just scratches.
I'll
the paint.
pick up a sword my next thing, and I'll have 2 weapons.
Or I mean, there are combat knives and blades all over the place. I think the.
Well, I have a blade.
Well,
It reduces their roll by 1.
yeah, it would reduce their roll by 1.
Every once in a while, you'll reduce an 8 to a 7, and they'll miss you. But otherwise, it's just basically reducing the damage to you by 1 point.
Right. Sarda, what would you like to do?
Unload on this thing. Activate the smart pistol and point blank. So +3 to hit. And I have enough bullets in the chamber for another burst.
Okay.
That is
And that.
15. So that becomes what, 7? So 23 plus armor piercing 3.
Yeah, you put him down. Finally.
Another burst comes out afterwards. All right. Raided the bridge. Try to get the bridge to see if there's any more of these on the ship.
Well, you guys were in the bridge, and I mean,
right.
This is the only guy, and it's the bridge is.
That's right.
Just hammered.
It's fucked. So all right.
But this guy over here is, bleeding out. If anybody has, I mean, unfortunately, Bocephus isn't here.
I can try.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to make
got medic 0.
medic plus intellect or education, and if you've got, what kind of med kit do you have with you?
I have a tech level 14. I mean, I've got a tech level 14 med kit.
Yeah, you get a +3 to that.
So, and medicine.
Okay.
So I got a 10, which is not great, but I think it price stable. It stops the bleeding.
Yeah, that. Well, he's going to need surgery, but
I was hoping immediately.
Yeah, I'm just hoping he doesn't die immediately.
He's definitely going to need surgery. This Erline thanks you profusely, and for attempting to save his friend. And he tells you that he's obviously fearful. The Erline aren't used to having to go into battle themselves. If there is some kind of conflict, they usually send in droids or robots of some kind, or drones. They don't do things in a personal manner. And so this is all completely terrifying to him. And he thanks you. He says, if you hadn't shown up, then it's very likely those mobile units were attempting to fire the plasma gun or the plasma bay on anything that was in range.
This has been a frame job from the beginning. I mean, they've designed these robots to look like you, to add confusion to the whole problem. Can you tell us we hear people say that the ancient enemy or the traditional enemy, what are they specifically referring to?
So he tells you, he kind of hangs his head and he says, something along the lines of that because of your assistance, you deserve to know that these mobile units were. How can I put this? The Erline didn't necessarily create the mobile units, but the mobile units were created by a creation of the Erline. And he says there are portions of information on it in the data archives.
Where were the
computer cores?
Okay. But those pretty much just got blown to hell. All right.
He says
no, they're still okay.
All right,
no, they're still okay. Mel was able to find them.
Good.
And
now I should probably go get them.
He tells you that the information in the data cores is what the Erline is all that the Erline know. It's not. They're not entirely 100% sure either, because they lost all of this information. They don't even remember where their homeworld is. But what they do know is in those data cores.
Well, the current situation in this system is incredibly volatile.
Yes, it is.
And if those guns had fired, it would have been a disaster.
Well, he tells you, he says that he says, obviously this isn't a concern right away, but he says that the system that they jumped from, where they were attacked, and he refers to it as the Citadel. He says, the Citadel attacked us, and it's coming this way. And it will arrive here probably within a generation. It's moving at sublight speeds.
Is the Citadel related to the another alien race. What are we talking about?
And he tells you that the Erline originally created this thing.
Okay. Currently in this system, we're having a problem with the sovereign race.
Yes, and yeah,
Right.
but the Citadel isn't going to. It's not going to be choosy. It'll kill everybody.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's a problem we can't help with. We're going to be gone before that ever happens. We are traveling through this area. We stumbled into a very, very difficult diplomatic situation. The Erline colony was destroyed on this planet by these robots, and the sovereign people seemed to be aware that the planet would be ripe for colonization, and they have sent a colony ship. And so if those plasma beams had been fired, it would have been firing on the sovereign nation's colony ship with thousands of colonists on it, which would have led to a massive war between your two people as well as this imminent doom that's showing up.
So yeah, you start getting comms in from the rest of this Erline ship that the other Erline up on what is this, deck 5, the central portion of the ship, they have been successful in dealing with the mobile units up there, and that the ship is now pretty much secured.
Okay.
They think there might be possibly a couple of damaged stragglers out there, but they are confident that they can put it down.
If your ship's physically in good enough shape, you might want to take a strafe on a gas giant to
Yes.
just make sure that you don't have a few mobile units stuck to the outside.
Right, yes. So we will pick this up in 2 weeks. So just a reminder, I will be gone next week.
That's right.
Out for high school graduation. East. And so, yeah, we will pick this up in 2 weeks. You guys all get 1 XP point for this. Okay.
Melee sounded really good right about now.
Right?
Kind of does.
You and I can practice. We'll be training together.
So if I have untrained, so we're getting 1.
You're
so
getting
now
1, so you could take melee to 0.
I could bring it to
0. So on the skills page, you'd click the melee name and make it red. That makes it show up down below, and then it has that red X under where instead of a green check mark, so you just make that green check mark, and it's happy.
So I just leave it right. I just leave it because I have 0.
Exactly.
I don't hit the plus to
Right.
add, unarmed or any of that bullshit.
So right now it probably shows melee, probably dexterity. I believe it defaults to dexterity.
Yep.
But you could change that if you were a strength-based character, but you're not, so you probably want to keep it at dex. And so the first point has to do with the die modifier that has to do with your dex. So if you look at your melee right now, it probably says melee dexterity and then a 0. I don't know if your dex is positive or do you have a dex bonus?
I have 0, but I have
Okay.
-1 in strength, so I'm not going there.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a 0, so you're 0 for dexterity, then 0 because you have 0 skill rank. But and then the final miscellaneous mod is always going to leave that 0.
I changed medic from 0 to 1.
That's a good
Nice.
idea.
Yeah, medic helps.
Yeah,
can
I mean,
bring
what happens
medic.
if Josephus gets injured? Who's going to patch up the doctor?
And so if you want to put more ranks into melee, that little red plus to the right is where you open up and add the specializations.
Okay. All right.
Because any of these that open up, the skill should never be more than 1. So athletics should show 0 in the skill for athletics. Electronics should show 0 for electronics. But when you open it up, the specialties should have points at the levels there. But the character sheet's not very intuitive, and so it does technically allow you to put ranks into electronics education.
See you next week.
Electronic-
Yeah, we're off next week, Randolph. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, so the sheet's not real intuitive, and so those ones that are bundled like electronics or engineering, you always want to make sure that the root level is 0 if you're trained in it, and that the specializations show where your ranks are.
Okay.
That's the biggest mistake I've seen people make in Travelers, that they say they're going to train their they're training their gun combat, and they actually raise the entire group's gun combat from 0 to 1 instead of adding to their specializations. Right. That's in these character sheets. That's the most common mistake I've seen. And so,
yeah, it took me a while when I was first learning Traveler. That took me a while to wrap my head around.
Yeah, and these character sheets are not real intuitive.
Yeah.
They could be worse, but they're definitely not the best Roll20 character sheets.
Yeah, I really wish that Mongoose would come in and revamp the character sheets, because I mean the character sheet that they did that with Paranoia. And so, like, the Paranoia character sheet in Roll20 is exactly the same as the printed character sheet.
It would be really to their benefit, because the more people dislike Roll20, the more they will tend to want to use Foundry.
Right.
And I can tell you that Foundry's character sheets are probably much better, because the entire community has the opportunity to improve them.
Right.
And so you've always got some nerd who's made like the most amazing character sheet that's available now in Foundry.
Right.
So it's usually very easy to find them. And the thing is that Foundry is being used quite often for a lot of pirated activity.
Yeah, I know.
But far more than Roll20 is.
Yeah.
Roll20, you can still do a lot in terms of sharing PDFs, but you're not able to share entire books. But I've definitely, when I was running, I was constantly like uploading PDFs of 3 or 4 pages from one of the books, because players needed that information, and so I was doing that. But I know I played one game of Traveler on Foundry, and the guy was using a die roller. We were using Discord for voice, and he was using Discord for the die roller, but then he was using Foundry to play music and to host pirated books.
Oh, jeez.
You could just download all the books, and then he was using it as his jukebox, but he wasn't using it even for mapping or the character sheet or anything. He was using shared spreadsheets for the character sheets, and it was amazing. But I was sitting there going, "Wait a minute, you're having us log into Foundry, and then
we're not even everything basically on Discord.
What are we doing in Foundry?" And he goes, "Well, that's where the jukebox is." And I'm like, I actually don't like listening to music while playing a game, because I find it hard to hear what people are saying. Yeah. And so, okay. And then it turns out the link he gave us he didn't have his own server. And so he was having us use some crazy third-party server. And it was one of those ones where it's like, you can use our server. However, we're going to be using your PC to crypto mine the entire time. What is happening here? Why am I having to log into your Foundry server so that you can play music at me and my computer can crypto farm?
Right.
This is not making sense. And so that's the thing I see, is like Roll20 has a lot more controls built in. It's tied directly to drive-through, and so I would think it's Mongoose's in best interest to make Roll20 as easy to play and as convenient as possible.
I agree. Yeah.
Because in terms of protecting IP, Foundry is not going to be as. It's what panicked Wizards, right?
Right.
I mean, it's what made Wizards of the Coast so scared, is that they realized what Foundry would mean.
They were dicks in the 80s and 90s too. It's not that big. It's not that.
That's true.
It's on brand.
The one saving grace that everybody would have with Foundry is that there is a big point of entry. Like you said, that guy was running on a third-party server. And I can tell you exactly why he was doing that, is because it can be a massive pain in the ass to set up your own server with Foundry. And I come from the tech industry, and I've got a server running. It was a bitch trying to force my Comcast router to allow me to open the ports and actually get that server up and running. It took me damn near 6 months to get it to finally, and for no reason, it just finally started working. I was like, okay, well.
A lot of times it's easier to run Linux because it'll bypass a lot of that stuff without all the
Well,
prepping.
it was the controls specifically for the Comcast router because
Oh, gotcha.
Comcast
Didn't like those open ports, huh?
yeah, it just didn't want to do it, and then finally, I don't know, I tried for the umpteenth millionth time, and it finally just took. So,
Yeah.
I can only imagine. I know what I'm doing, and I had those kinds of problems. I can only imagine what some guy who is a car salesman or a ditch digger trying to do that, and
One of the guys in my Wednesday night group, he loves it, and he spends countless hours prepping those maps. And I mean, he's got sound effects built in, there's animation effects built in, he's got animations on the characters. It's really pretty unbelievable. But at the same time, he's spending like 4 to 8 hours for every hour of game time that we're playing doing that. And he kind of gets off on it. He's a former Neverwinter Nights developer.
Oh yeah.
So those guys that were willing to put in that kind of time, you're like, okay, you spent 26 hours programming 30 minutes of content.
Yeah, and most of that was trying to program the fucking doors to open properly.
Yeah, and so so he comes from that background, and so Foundry for him is this candy box. But I mean, to me, it's like I don't have the time.
Well, I mean, even with Roll20, when I first started doing the online games, I learned real quick that a live game where everybody's sitting around the table, you can maybe do an hour to 2 hours worth of prep for a 3 to 4 hour game and get away with it. For a 3-hour game that you're running on Roll20, you're talking almost twice to 3 times that amount of prep, especially if you have to custom make the maps in Incarnate or
or have to deal with lighting, all the lighting crap if you're going to do lighting.
Yeah, if you're going to do lighting, which I still haven't been able to get to work quite right, but
I do for basic maps. It works fine. I mean, I'm also a big believer in the 5-room dungeon, type thing. So it's pretty easy to add the lighting walls in a 5-room dungeon. It's not like and so it's not that hard. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, running online games, there is a lot more prep than there is for.
And I'm running fantasy. I'm running fantasy, which means there's a lot of ways you can cheat. You can sit there and go, all right, I'm going to upload 2 or 3 generic bars and just have those.
Right.
And I'm going to upload, you can get some basic maps that I know I can reuse over and over again.
Right.
City streets maps, type thing where it's just, alleyways and things like that. Because that's what slows the game down is when the players all of a sudden go, well, let's go in this room and I'm going to start a fight. And you're like, oh shit, I didn't have a bar. Okay, let me get a map for the bar. Let me download, and then let me download all these NPC pictures. And so just having a whole bunch of NPCs that you can just drag on the map as goons and having some basic maps set up ahead of time can definitely help.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm running prepared materials, so it's pretty easy to kind of get all that stuff in there ahead of time and then just sort of pad it with stuff that I figure we might need in addition. The biggest thing for me with Roll20 was learning that it's based on 70 dots per inch. Right. And so once I learned that made mapping a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because I really had a hard time getting the grids to line up and I just couldn't figure out what the hell was going wrong. And then once I figured out that if I adjusted everything to 70 dots per inch, it would line up pretty well.
Yeah.
In Roll20, that's for sure. And then I'm still getting used to the new layout. I don't know if I like it better or not.
I mean, now that I'm like I said, I'm getting used to it. There are some features that I really like, and then there's other things that they added in that I'm like, that was, I don't know who wanted that. The one thing that Roll20 really needs is they need a file explorer. You need to be able to go in and find all your files easily and either create custom folders so that you can store particular items in certain places, or be able to easily find them to delete them from your account because you only have a limited amount of space, even with a pro account.
Yeah.
And they do not, whenever I've brought that up, their dev team, I can just see them. They're looking at me like I just grew a second head. Like they cannot fathom why anybody would want something like that. And I'm like, are you guys fucking idiots? I mean, I don't.
One thing that helps is purging old campaigns.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm bad about it. I've kept almost all my old campaigns active still in Roll20, and so I know that they're consuming some of those resources. You know, when I go to I'm sitting there, wow, I haven't run RuneQuest in years, and yet I've still got some RuneQuest NPCs that are showing up when I search my art. You know, and yeah, so it is interesting that way. But I don't know, it's I don't. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the long run. I mean, obviously, you know, they want D&D to Beyond to compete with Roll20 and with Foundry, and I think it's going to be really hard to compete with Foundry because I don't know how many dedicated programmers Wizards of the Coast is going to throw at Foundry, but I guarantee you it's not going to match the number of volunteers that are going to be modifying things in Foundry.
Well, Wizards of the Coast, historically, whenever Wizards of the Coast dips their toe into the digital realm, they completely screw the pooch. I mean, the only reason why Beyond has been successful is because it was started by a third party that they then ended up buying. So that's the only reason Beyond is successful. If Hasbro and Wizards had tried to create their version of D&D Beyond, it would still be in the alpha phase.
I can't believe that they would. It would be so outside of Hasbro's way of doing business.
They're attempting.
I mean, they are now because they've seen how valuable it is. But you know, previously that was not Hasbro's way of doing business, right? You know, you let other people license your shit and have them build it. But then I think they saw how much money it was raking in and realized that they wanted to get a hold of
recurring revenue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But a lot of this is, you know, locking down IP. I mean, Wizards of the Coast still doesn't sell PDFs, and you know they're really paranoid about that. And they're not the only one. I mean, I just picked up Marvel's new role-playing game, and it's the same thing. You can't get a PDF for it anywhere.
Right.
And you're like, you know, that's too bad. I don't really want to pay $60.
Well, even when you purchase it on, even on drive-through, it sends you the stuff for Roll20. It's not.
Right, you're buying the Roll20. You're licensing the Roll20.
Yeah.
Because that's now drive-through is
they're the same company.
Directly.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, you know, honestly, if you do buy it for Roll20, you are pretty much getting the PDF. I mean, it is all there.
Yeah.
It's just that the future of that may not be as secure as who knows. You know, drive-through may not be secure either.
Right.
You know, I've been debating this with my buddy. He buys all of his Chaosium stuff through drive-through RPG, and I've always bought it through Chaosium, and I get my PDFs from Chaosium.
That's how I do my Traveler stuff and
with Mongoose. Yeah. And so, you know, you're sitting there going, you know, who knows? You know, one of these two is going to go out of business before the other, and one of us will be sad that they lock their stuff up in that.
Right.
And so it was the same thing with, you know, and then the same thing with the D&D is that you're as you start sinking more and more money into Roll20. You know, other people were putting it into D&D Beyond, and then D&D Beyond interfaces with Roll20 so that you gain access to all the D&D Beyond stuff too.
Right.
And so, you know, if Roll20 collapses, you still have all your D&D Beyond. But I don't know. It's the whole thing right now it's a big crapshoot.
I can't say that drive-through RPG's got it's slow as fuck. But they do have a utility that lets you download everything you bought in PDF.
Yes.
Sure. No, the real issue is whether they, you know, if they ever go out of business, what happens to all your PDFs?
Well, if you downloaded them, then they should be on your hard drive. That's
if you've downloaded and saved them. However, I just had my PC burn out, and I'm just putting a new one, and I was able to copy a lot of things over from my iPad, but I'm going to have to download a bunch of files again. And so, you know, that happens.
As far as like locking down IP, I mean, I can see why Wizards is nervous about it. I have several books that I've written on. I've got an entire campaign setting that I've written for Braunhaven on drive-through, and I had found somewhere that somebody was uploading a couple of the books to like a GitHub or whatever. Or
right.
Similar, they had a site set up similar like what the Trove used to be.
Right.
And it kind of irritated me because it's not like I'm charging a ton of money for these PDFs, but you know, then I had to come to the realization. I'm like, am I gonna spend all of this time sending takedown notices and reporting these sites to the domain or to the domain holders? Because that's going to be a game of whack-a-mole that's never going to end. You know, it's
Right.
just, it's never going to stop. And so I basically just threw up my hands. I'm like, okay, well, I guess they're out there. That's what it is. You're not going to get around it. So, well, you guys have a good week off,
Yep.
and I will see you in 2 weeks.
Enjoy the graduation.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. All right, have a good night, guys.
Yep. See you guys.